breathe poison. FAA. We breathe poison. FAA.
We breathe poison. FAA.
We breathe poison. FAA. We breathe poison.
11:09 p.m., 11:10, 12:23, 12:58, 1:18, 1:34, 85 decibels.
You can't sleep. I'm nervous. I'm angry. I wake up every morning angry.
Many people have described it as an aerial assault because that's what it really feels like. I call it the London Blitzkrieg because I truly feel like this is what London felt like in 1940 when the Germans were blitzing it to death.
The health and safety of our citizens has been in jeopardy for far too long, and they need action now.
The environmental and psychological impact these jets are having goes far beyond my own family and includes the families of over 10,000 school children and at least 15 elementary, middle, and high schools in Toluca Lake, Valley Village, Studio City, North Hollywood, Bel Air, Sherman Oaks, and Encino.
So the fundamental change in flight paths in 2017 and 18 caused planes to fly lower, horizontally in the sky for far longer, and to overlap one another. We now have planes from two airports crisscrossing us at low altitudes, day and night, significantly impacting the lives of well over 100,000 people and inflicting health harms and presenting an existential environmental threat where none existed before. This impact was never studied, it was never considered by the FAA, as it is required to do by law before implementing changes of this kind of nature.
With that change came black soot, burning smells, squealing engines, and unsettling rumbling that occurs almost 700 times a day.
There is no precedent for how low these planes are now flying. I learned that these changes were illegal and essentially put my house right under a plain super freeway of pollution. At the time that these flight paths were changed, residents of my neighborhood began to notice an odorous, black, sticky substance coating the trees, bushes, and patios of their houses. This was new and had never before been observed by many of my neighbors. Aircraft engines emit huge amounts of ultrafine particles that are less than 100 nanometers in size. This is about 1% the diameter of a human hair. The soot, with its disease-causing carcinogens, heavy metals, and ultrafine particles, is coming down from the planes and cannot have been deposited by any other sources.
I'm Henry Stern. I'm an environmental attorney by trade. My client is the wildlife and the natural resources of the state of California. I also work for my 8-month-old daughter. Ava and I go hiking in these mountains. And when those planes in that hyperactive pathway take their turn, I wonder what's getting in her lungs. And there's 1 million more people every year using our Santa Monica Mountains as the refuge it is.
The wildlife up in the Santa Monica Mountains, which is a very unique and very special area, they don't have a voice, and you've seen about the effects here. So if we don't speak on their behalf, who will?
We're asking the court to hold the FAA accountable and to stay the harm that the FAA is causing until the FAA conducts the study and consultation the law requires.
And I ask you, as a physician and as a mother, to protect us from the known harms that will befall us if this does not stop.